guys, and welcome back to another movie review. So this one is for the sequel of The Night Stalker, and this one is The Night Strangler. Totally different, except kind of the same. Like, instead of it being a vampire this time, it's a zombie. Kind of. It's not exactly like a zombie in the way that we tend to see them portrayed nowadays, or even Night of the Living Dead was before this movie. This was 1973, so I don't know. But basically, more or less hits all the same beats as Night Stalker, but it does it a little different. And initially I was thinking, oh, okay, rolling my eyes a little bit thinking, been there, done that, got the t-shirt already with the first one, what are we doing here? But I hung with it, and I was glad that I did, because it does do it a little differently, not just in, like, the means of how he kills his victims, but it does take on an interesting twist, in that it's not just a straight-up zombie movie, because, I mean, I freaking cannot with zombies. That's, like, the one, like, paranormal creature I just freaking cannot with. I don't do zombie movies, zombie shows. Freaking cannot. It's not even that they're necessarily that scary to me. I cannot with the visual of the decomp. It literally makes me want to throw up. I cannot handle it. I literally cannot handle it. So I just don't with most zombie things. But this didn't fit the usual description and profile of a typical zombie thing, so it was fine. Now, if it had gone there, I probably would have tapped out and just not bothered with the rest, but since it didn't go about it in that traditional way, stayed with it. This one, I feel like, had a little bit of a higher budget than the first one. I might be wrong on that, but it's the vibe I got, because they got some really interesting cameos going on in here. I mean, we got Al Lewis, which was like Grandpa Munster. Didn't recognize the face, but the second I heard the voice, I was like, oh, I know who that is! So, I mean, there was him, John Carradine makes a cameo, but the one most tapped into my interests was Margaret Hamilton, aka the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz. I was just like, oh my god! And I'm thinking, this must have been one of her last movies, but then I looked at her IMDb page. No, she did plenty of stuff after this, for about another 10 years. I did not realize she was in Michael J. Fox's first movie, though, which I had never, ever succeeded at tracking down. And then realized apparently that's because I've been searching the wrong name. I've been searching letters from Leo. Apparently it's letters from Frank. Slow clap for me being dumb. Yep. I mixed it up with Leo and Me, which was a show he did. Apparently they were like right there next to each other on IMDb, but my dyslexic ass rolled both titles into one when I read it. And for like a solid 10 years, I've been looking for the wrong title. So a happy silver lining of having watched this, I stumbled on that as a result. And I found it on Internet Archive, so I can finally see that now too, so woo! Anyway, but that's not the point of this. That just was a little happy accident that happened as a result of watching this. I thought it was a nice touch, though, that they made her like, I don't know if she's supposed to be a college professor, just a teacher, or what it is, but nice touch, since before Margaret Hamilton was an actress, she was in fact a school teacher in real life. So I appreciate the little details like that when they parallel the actors or actresses' real lives. I love that kind of thing, that little Easter egg that a lot of people may not have known, but for those that know, it's like, if you know, you know. So, but anyway, so plot-wise, this one, instead of it taking place in Las Vegas, it takes place in Seattle. Instead of it being a vampire, it's a zombie. But here's where it takes a twist. There's 6 victims, sure, and they all die the same way, strangulation and weird puncture wounds on the neck that it's not much blood that's been taken this time, because initially I was thinking, oh shit, another vampire, and then no, it's not another vampire, it's a zombie. But, small puncture wound on the neck, slight amount of blood taken, and traces of decomp on the neck, as if from a corpse, but not from their own body. Interesting. So it takes a twist when Kolchak is starting to like dig into this because he's running into a lot of brick walls again this time around. It's basically like the same thing as the first story. He's running into the same issues all over again, same kind of ending and everything with that. So, I mean, it's like, we've definitely already heard this song. We know how it goes, but it's fine, it's fine. But, regardless, he's researching this with the PD's own researcher and finds out that 21 years ago, there was an awfully suspiciously similar thing where there was 6 victims, all women, over a span of 18 days, just like this, strangled, puncture wounds on the neck, and traces of decomp on the neck. Interesting. They dig back further and see that 21 years before that, it happened then too. And 21 years before that. Basically, it turns out the zombie is 144 years old. Like, too long didn't read version. Yeah, and of course, nobody wants to believe that there is such thing as a zombie, and Kolchak wants to know, how is this even possible that the same creature could be still roaming the earth after this many years, and that he has such a pattern that is so precise like that, of exactly this many years apart, and it takes place over the exact number of days, always the exact same number of victims. Well, it turns out he has found, like, not the Fountain of Youth, the, elixir of, why am I not thinking today? Not eternity, immortality. Of immortality. Only problem is, it's not permanent, and it has to be topped up every 21 years. That's where Margaret Hamilton's character came in. She researches stuff like this, and she's the one that was able to give the answers for that. But, yeah, that. Meanwhile, the zombie is living underground, under Seattle, in old Seattle, where apparently the entirety of the city exists under the current city? Is that even a thing with Seattle? I don't know. That kind of sounds like bullshit, but I also wouldn't be surprised if something like that were in fact true. I don't know anything about Seattle except for the fact that I have a cousin who lives there, but regardless. I should ask her, I guess, but regardless, yeah. So, it goes about how you would expect. Kolchak eventually finds where the entrance is to this underground Seattle. Eventually tracks down where the zombie lives with his creepy corpse family who are not alive. They're just very much desiccated corpses that he has posed around a dinner table. It's so uncomfy. That I did not like. I did not like that one bit. I very much heebie-jeebies there because, again, I cannot with the decomp. I realize the irony that I am the same girl who watches the Mortician channels, yet at the same time I can't handle actually seeing it. I want to hear about it, but I can't actually see it. Go figure. But, like, I'm fucked up, I know. But anyway, so regardless, he gets found by the zombie who does not look like a zombie. He just looks like a guy. Looks like the guy that they have found the illustrations of, and the portraits of, and the photos of. Like, it's definitely the same guy, looking even younger than he did in some of those illustrations and things. So he's just, like, trying to explain and plead his case that, really, he's just trying to research this for a newspaper, for his readers. And of course, the zombie is, like, not at all going for it at first, but eventually decides that he'll pander to him, because at least one person should know his story before he kills him. He obviously doesn't die in the end. It's Kolchak, he doesn't die, but yeah, it goes exactly how you would assume that it would. Except that instead of killing the zombie like he did with the vampire, it's more of an indirect destroying this time, because if he doesn't take his elixir, the 6th dose of it, at this exact time, all of the effects will be reversed. So Kolchak makes sure to destroy all of his lab equipment right before he can do the thing. And you watch him turn all corpsey and fall to the ground. Did not like seeing that either, even as phony as it looked by 1970s standards. I'm like, Nope. Nope, 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 nope. I don't want to look at that. Thank you. Still a little too close to reality for me. So, anyway, even with the bad makeup, I don't care. I don't care. That is the one thing I am a big freaking wuss with. So, anyway, yeah, it ends exactly how the other one ended, where he is not allowed to publish his story, and once again is leaving town, da-da-da-da-da, like, it hits all of the same beats as the first one. But at the same time, I mean, I'm not complaining 100% because it was still really interesting, because for as similar a formula as they used, they did find a way to do it differently, but still familiar enough to where you knew ultimately how it was gonna wind up. Some of it felt a little contrived and drawn out because it was so similar, but other parts, like just the whole way that it goes down with the zombie and how it's like been going on for decades upon decades, that was a nice twist. Didn't see that coming, just like I didn't see his whole like underground living space thing coming the way that it did. Like, I just, okay, that was an interesting twist. I liked that, actually. I liked that better than the vampire one, actually. Which, if you had told me one of these is a vampire movie and which one's, and one of them's a zombie movie, which one do you think you're gonna like better? I probably would have by default said vampire because I would have assumed I wouldn't have watched a zombie one, but I didn't know going in it was a zombie movie, so eh. But anyways, like I said, it's far enough removed from most zombie movies to where it was acceptable in my book for that, so it's fine. But I did enjoy it though, and I think I'm gonna still rate this one like a 4 out of 5, only because like it felt kind of tired with reusing the same beats just as similarly as they did on the first one. Like, they could have shaken it up a little more than that, and at the same time still maintain the formula. They could have been a little more original. But that's okay. Maybe they did that with the show. Maybe not. Maybe they doubled down and was worse with the show. I don't know. I haven't seen the show. I think I see somewhere online that has it. I don't know that I'm gonna review it during this October. Maybe for next year's October? I don't know. Maybe I'll just do it when the hell ever. I'm not sure. I'll probably end up watching it at some point just to see what they did with it. It doesn't have that many episodes and it's only one season, but anyway. It was still an interesting watch though, and like I said, like it was different enough for making it a different creature and for it like spanning such an expansive amount of time versus it all just happening ba-dump, like just real quick back to back to back in this very short time frame that the whole movie takes place over. This one, it almost feels kind of time travel-y, even though it's not technically time travel, but just the fact that this thing has tried to attain immortality, he's like alive for the ages until he's not. It kind of feels like it's almost time travel-y, so I think I liked it because of that. But anyway. Those are just my thoughts and my opinions as somebody who doesn't usually watch this kind of movie, that this is proof that, you know, sometimes it pays off to dabble in other genres that aren't really your comfort zone, because sometimes you still find stuff that you end up enjoying regardless. So, anyway, that is it for this one, guys. So, as usual, you know what to do. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe. Hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload. Leave comments down below. Make sure you're following my my social media accounts. I almost said a totally different word that wouldn't have even made sense there. Where is my brain today? But yeah, follow my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, my eBay, my Reddits, everything and more. It's all down below. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Anyway, guys, till next time, see ya.